Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Equestria at War with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and the Griffonian Empire. So, finally not at war, huh? It's a strange feeling. We've been fighting since the very beginning of the game, pretty much, and it has led us in many different alleys, but I'm happy to say that I think that right now we can take a breather and focus a bit on developing what we have gained. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there is a lot of avenues where we are weak, where we need to improve it, but I wanted to reiterate one thing that has been on my mind for quite some time. This mod is excellent at conveying the fact that you need to build up your strategy. When you look at our technology, it does not seem like there is that much going on, but you really need to prioritize. We are one of the major nations, and even we are lacking equipment and are quite behind on many of the trees, which is amazing feeling, and I really like that. I really like that the game does not allow you to get everything and be strong in pretty much all of the venues, which, you know, is great. So let us start by laying the foundation for a couple of next episodes, what we want to do here. Now, this is gonna go to our focuses. I think that we're gonna go with one more war, and the war is gonna be to conquer Kingdom of Vedina and Hawkham, or actually Hawkland? Yeah, Hawkland. Hawkham is their capital. I want this territory as well, and then we are gonna stop and take a breather. So we're gonna go with reclaiming Central Griffonia because we're already getting that one. After which we are going with Grover First's Owner Mistake, which will give us an next war goal against Kingdom of Vedina. And then we can then we can go with a couple of these. Yeah, with these focuses, which will give us the ability to reintegrate all of the territory and make it core, which is going to be amazing because we are occupying quite a big territory right now, and it's only going to get worse. We're not really doing all that bad. We get quite a lot of manpower, and the garrison is only like 1/6 of it, but still, getting those men out of there and into the regular army would be preferable. So that's the political plan. We are going to attack Kingdom of Vedina, and once we take them, we are going to attack Hawkland. This brings with it a couple of important things. First of all, we really need to build our navy, because if we ever get into a conflict with the Changelings, we will need to dominate the sea and make it possible, because the only way I can see this happening is us taking Hawkland, and then attacking these little islands here, the Griffish Isles, and moving on from there into a full-scale invasion. There isn't really any other way how we could go. I mean, we could go and try to take the United Dragonlands. Oh my god. Aha, so the dragons do not own this one, they own this. Was it like this in the beginning as well, or did something happen and I missed it? Interesting. You guys got a focus tree or you don't? You don't, okay. Well, it's kind of interesting. So, I want to take basically this territory and the territory of the Kingdom of Vedina so that we can build our navy and have a secure port, basically our own Pearl Harbor that hopefully is not gonna be hit that way, but yeah. To this comes a couple of points. We need to really ramp up our naval expansion. We are currently building more of the ships, but I'm gonna start heavily investing into building our ports, and we are gonna build more and more ships here because we need to have at least a couple of fleets here, and those fleets will need, and I mean this in all of the senses of that word, will need a decent and strong enough support and expansion. This comes also to the fact that I never had the possibility, and you guys will laugh at this, but I never really played any games where I would have a strong carrier fleet. So we're gonna fix that, and we're gonna start working our way through the carrier fleet, and we are gonna design and build at least a couple of them during this playthrough, because I want carriers, and I know you guys want carriers, and we're gonna have fun with that. Fighting the Changelings, if it ever comes down to it, and I think it will require a fleet worthy of that name. So for now, all we can do is basically set our fleets on a drill, get that sweet naval experience, and prepare for the attack on Vedina. So we are going to use the Panzer Army here to do exactly that. I actually checked, and I really don't think these guys can put up much of a fight. Their army is weaker than our Panzer Army alone, so I don't really think we need, you know, that much of a thing here. Though, interestingly enough, they are covered by a river all along their border, with the exception of these mountainous provinces. Okay, well, finally we'll have something to do with our mountainers. So once we have them finished drilling, we're gonna send them here. They're gonna take this central territory. And where the hell are the tanks gonna go? Well, we're gonna use the tanks to go from the north. Let's do it this way. Their goal is gonna be to take this chunk. Okay. We're gonna have the Mountaineers stay here then. And their goal is gonna be to take this chunk. And we're gonna send our motorized army to take the south. And their goal is gonna be to take this area. Come on, game. I hate your drawing tool. I hate it with the burning passion of 1,000 suns. Yeah, I think that should be enough. I think that should be enough. Now the first Royal Army can chill. We're gonna put them back on the surroundings of Griffonheim. This armored army is a joke, so you guys are just gonna chill. I'm gonna protect Fluena and the surrounding territories, just because I don't know what to do with you. And I believe the rest of the armies can actually move to the border regions, because we had that done before as well. So let's put you guys here in the north. I'm gonna guard the coastline and the ports over there. You guys can protect. Yeah, you guys can protect. Well, actually, we should have someone down here in case Kingdom of Imbar decides to launch a surprise attack on us. Okay, end of the Republican dream. Another cacophony of sounds here. It seems to the folk that they are free in revolution. This is a terrible self-deception. In a revolution there is no, and there can be no freedom. The revolution is always hostile to the spirit of freedom. A revolution happens like a disease, misfortune, natural disaster, fire and flood happens. Archon Eros the 7th, the last breath. And we bypassed the deal with despots of Aquileia war goal. So what, we're gonna send you guys. I guess you can hold these central regions. And we are going to... You guys all have orders, right? Yeah. You do as well. You guys. Okay, amazing. And it also allows us the liberty now to drill all of our armies, because that is something that we need to do. We have been hard pressed to recruit units, and it led to many unfortunate casualties, but it led us to the victory in the end, which is what I'd like. So I mentioned that we're gonna up our civilian industry. We are definitely gonna do that. So let us build a couple more here. Do we have any more 100%? Yeah, we do here. And we do here. So that's gonna be that, and we're gonna build a couple of... This is a really bad place to build a port. A couple of naval bases here and there. Okay, I can build one more civilian factory here. And we're sprinkling a couple of military factories, because we don't want to fall behind. That's not the goal here. But we really need to focus a bit more on the civilian infrastructure and production and everything. So I'm happy with this as it is. We don't have enough rubber. Really, aren't we upgrading the... We are, we just started. Interesting. So... Kingdom of Ingbardi. I'm not gonna... Let's start importing from the Indian Confederacy. Actually, 8 is enough then. Available Vorgo here, that is fine. So now let's move to checking the things we did here. Where was that? Oh yeah, they're reclaiming the north. The north must be reclaimed, despite its rather poor value. President Marshal Kemersky and his socialist stooges must be wiped off the map. Okay, we read that, and dealing with the despots of Aquila, Western Griffonia is home to not only treacherous breakaway states and the wicked Skyfall Trade Federation, but also Aquilea. To secure the future of our empire, we must do what Grover the Grover II did many years ago and forced the discret family and its vassals to kneel before their emperor. Okay, trade cities. The oil fields. The oil fields would be good. And the next, yeah, we need to finish almost all of these focuses to make sure that things are going our way. Okay, I'm happy about this. Let's see how much army experience we're gonna gain here. We're gaining pretty decent amount. Navy experience as well. I think we upgraded the enlarged destroyer. Yep, we did. So that will actually allow us to upgrade all of our current destroyers to better models. But yeah, Navy is gonna give us quite a lot. Okay, last but not least, Air Force. So you guys are all going to stop. So do we have everyone here? Yep, we do. So what you guys need to do is you guys need to drill as well. Because that is something, and after we're done drilling you, we are going to start assigning you to the armies. Because at this point, building a bunch of airports here and there is a good idea, and we're going to do that, but first we need to up our game with the Air Force. I think we can be happy with it though. We got thousands of aircrafts, so we are not weak there, as is usually the case with me. Okay, you guys are done. That is great. I actually investigated between the episodes a bit about our divisions, and I think that the Panzer division is great as it is. If we had a choice, I would try to create a special type of light tank that would be faster. But I think this is good enough, you know, they are good enough. The Grosspanzer division is super weak, but I mean, okay, it is a heavy-hitting army, you know, heavy-hitting division, so that is good. And the rest I'm actually kind of okay with. We just need to do something with the support armored car divisions, but we'll see. Interestingly as well, turns out that we have a bunch of you know, mechanized equipment here, and there is something called Mark V, which is kind of interesting to me. I noticed that it was distributed between our units, but Ocelot is better. Okay, so someone had a focus tree, and I don't know who it was, but they basically had 5 types of mechanized before, and they were all weaker than Ocelot. That's really kind of interesting. Okay, we caught a BlackRock operative. Looks is a bit better than what we have now. What's the difference? Breakthrough is higher, speed is higher, piercing is much higher. Armor is, yeah. And we are also behind on the tank tech. So I think that we're gonna design a new tanks here. But before we do that, it might be better to upgrade our artillery slightly to get... Holy hell, we are so behind here. Because we can get much better tanks, super heavy howitzer, heavy howitzers. So we need to move through these as quick as possible before we get working with the tanks. Yeah, too much to do, and that's what I mentioned that I like about this one. Okay, diplomatic activities. Let's institute press censorship because we want to increase the support for our party. Region-wide integration, I don't think. Let's get some military going. Anti-supremacy rates. Stability is maxed, that's great. We're kind of done here, but it would be good if we got some division command, I think. But before we go with that, we can get some more army doctrines here. So we can go with desperate defense or modern blitzkrieg. Extra recruitable population, more recruitable population, and guerrilla tactics, or modern blitzkrieg. We focus on tanks. Yeah, I think we're gonna focus on tanks. We are not really bad as far as population goes. Fire brigades. Fire brigades were hastily scrambled forces thrown together to react to enemy breakthroughs of other critical issues. So cars get extra organization, infantry and motorized and mechanized get extra. Yeah, everyone gets more organization, which is not bad. How does that look for our gross bonds? Yeah, their organization is up to 36.4. That's good. Yeah, and we're swimming in equipment here, basically. Which isn't bad. Everyone is drilling. Navy is drilling. You guys are drilling. Armies are drilling. Really funny to see that the only army that was actually fully trained is our Panzer Division. The rest was really not that okay with fighting, but what can you do? And we're still missing that one division here, right? Yeah, you were training that. Other than that, our standing army is impressive. We get nearly 2 million, and we will have more than 2 million men in arms. That's great. I mean, could be better, but considering we have 600,000 men in reserve, I think it is more than decent. So let's speed everything up, because I think we're set fairly well in our ways. Our armies are also pretty good. I think what I could do here is actually create a new army, which is going to be purely consisting of panzers. Because while I'm happy with the way we are, restoration of Griffonia, the nation of Southern Griffonia have consolidated under a single government. Oh, okay. Okay, and they completely changed their focus tree. The nation of Southern Griffonia has consolidated under a single government, and now a new nation centered in Carfin has been established. In short, the ancient realm of Griffonia, one of the splinter states of the kingdom of Arantigos, is now restored. Promoting regional Carfinian identity and consolidating administration, this new power in the south will likely become a strong contender on the continent, rivaling Aquileia, which is non-existent, and the Griffonian Empire. So let's see, how are you? Well, the army is fairly strong, and they have a lot of civilian infrastructure, but I don't think that they would be that much stronger. Carfinian Empire. Over a century of its history, Lombardy has experienced many memorable hours, but this is certainly one of the most solemn. Triumph, triumph. Okay, we're throwing more factories into the ocelot production. I think we can turn off these, except this one. War propaganda I would like. We'll keep this one. Well, I mean, why not take it? It doesn't have any negative things as far as we are concerned. And let's get the radio interception group here. I still don't know if we can in any way get them more guys here for spying, but might happen, might not happen. Okay, so our main fleets are drilling, both of them. But I think it would make a lot of sense to actually upgrade some of our ships. So while I'm gonna throw these to the light cruiser and the destroyer onto our main fleet, I am going to take you guys and split you off and start upgrading you to the more modern type EaW, which is gonna give you better sub detection, much higher torpedo attack, extra depth charges, even a higher speed. Really? How did I achieve that? 12 days, yeah. Okay, you go and get yourself upgraded, which ought to deal with the issue with the ports, but it's a bit strange, to be honest. And we should really start looking into building more battleships here, because we got the König, but we're not really doing any heavy cruisers, are we? We have the Osnabrück, but that one is really weak, so more of these will be necessary. The moment distribution method. As beam structures proliferate and grow taller and more ambitious, further structural analysis is required, specifically for the fluctual effect upon the joints of structures. Developing fixed end moments distributed as such as to achieve equilibrium is the overall design. Wait, what? Developing fixed end moments distributed as such as to achieve equilibrium in the overall design. What a sentence. This somewhat math-intensive methodology does require specialized engineers, but it will produce larger and sturdier structures. Okay, I think we can go straight ahead and get the utilitarian architecture next, because we want to increase our construction speed. Okay, and we're starting with the upgrades. We're building more rubber refineries. And I can get another doctrine for our navy. So fleet in being. Actually, wouldn't it make more sense to get you guys some navy command? Because these ones are usually much better. So what do we have here? Close combat. Improve screen attack and torpedo penetration. Positioning. Night fighting, decisive battle. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with decisive battle. That is a good thing. Jean-Nicole. Ship design course, integrated designers. Naval refit yard. Oh yeah, and Naval Academy. Here we're gonna go with. Well. I might actually go with the best of the best, considering that our leaders are awful. Well, I mean, they learned a bit, but getting more navies eventually will be necessary for us, so why not do that? So you guys are refitting, and it's great. Okay, cool. I think we've laid the foundation here fairly well. So in the next episode, we're going to continue. We have to finish the focus trees before we move forward, but we are growing stronger by the day. And I think that the attack on Kingdom of Medina can actually happen in the next episode as well. We'll need to get the growers first on a mistake, which I don't know what that actually means. Okay, you guys are finished drilling, and how's the... Yeah, you guys will be finished by then. Okay, so we'll get that one, annex Kingdom of Medina, and then we're... Oh my god, what happened to you? Did you guys... You turned to the Griffonian Republic. Okay. Well, I guess the Republican dream is not over, but we'll need to kill you then. Which, by the way, brings to the point another thing that I haven't spoken about yet, and that's the fact that we desperately need to start working on the Marines. Because we have been ignoring that, and if we are to make a successful invasion into Hawkham, we will need Marines. And I'll be quite honest, their army is super weak. I expect that most of those units are going to be located here and here, but we will still need at least six Marine divisions to attack successfully. And they're going to come in handy when fighting Changeling as well. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode with more of Griffonian Empire.